Hello and welcome to another California Psychics live reading. I am ready to go today, but how are you doing today, Kerrigan?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. Thank
Now, I know our audience is raring to go, and we have lots of questions already pouring in. But before we get started, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a promo code going on. So if you are a new customer, you can use the code Kerrigan5 down below to get $5 off any new customer package on our website, californiapsychics.com. Now, you can use this $5 credit for a reading with even Kerrigan. But if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with her, make sure to stick around to find out her exact schedule later in the stream. And lastly, before we get started, I do want to list off a few ground rules for questions. We will not be able to answer any legal or medical questions. For medical, this does include treatments, medications, pregnancies, and fertility questions. For legal, this does include court cases, custody battles, and general court or legal decisions, taxes included. If you do ask about another person, please be specific and make sure to include their name. This allows Kerrigan to connect faster and more accurately answer your question. Excuse me, you got a little bit tongue-tied there. But I think that's about it. Without any further ado, I know we have a lot of questions today, and we're in a little bit 5 minutes, or we're in about 5 minutes already. So Kerrigan, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We have somebody. I think we have one from Octavia. I am lost with this guy. I am lost with this guy, Derek. Do I wait or do I give up?
Octavia and Derek. So, what I'm hearing the spirits say is to hit pause with him. That doesn't mean give up, because when Derek is buttoned up better, zips himself up a little bit better, he will be putting forth the effort that you need. He'll meet your expectations, but right now you have to live your life. You can't, they're saying that you can't wait anymore for him because you're losing precious moments of your life. But they are saying that when you start to live your life, you are going to meet somebody else. You truly are. And I know you might not be open to that now, but at least see what it's about when the spirits bring this person on your path, and see how you feel. But you will definitely have Derek come back to you, and that's when you can decide whether you should cut him loose 100% and put him in the friend zone, or refresh, restart. But for now, you have to live your life. It's so important for you not to forget about yourself, and you can't hit pause on yourself while you're waiting for him to be the best that he could be for you.
Absolutely. Well put, Kerrigan. Our next one will be from Rachel. She is asking, what is going to happen between her and Mike, Rachel and Mike? Another woman came into the picture, and how long is this going to go on for? And what do you possibly see happening, or do you think we are done?
Okay, so with Mike's energy, I feel like this. I feel like he's trying to shine forth to be somebody brand spanking new and forget about the whole entire past, because he's so hyper focused on being somebody brand new that he's an image of himself, a title of himself, that he has created. I'm hearing all of this coming in from, I believe it could be one of your ancestors, Rachel. Or did I say Rachel? Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. I really feel like it could be one of your ancestors that's saying this, because it's a woman's voice that's coming through to me. She's saying that, oh, she's very straightforward. She's saying that you weren't raised to play a second part. So being a second person, that's not the way that you were raised. That's not the way that she wants you to live your life. She's saying to move on from him. As far as Mike and this other lady going to last, no, because Mike's going to reinvent himself again. And once he does, there's two things with this. Once he does reinvent himself, that's going to fade, it's going to dissolve. The other part is when the real parts of Mike come out, the ones that he's trying to pretend that he's not, this other person's going to see that, and that's not going to be good for either of them. So either way that he tries to maneuver this, it's not going to be an everlasting long love. It does definitely have an expiration date.
All right. Our next one will be from Mary Ann. I'm open. She is asking, "Hi, Kerrigan. I'm open for a long-term friendship or romantic partner, and I've currently been seeing a guy named Ken. Could he be that person? Thank you so much, by the way."
Okay. I definitely feel like you need to follow your passion with Ken. There's a lot of passion going on with the both of you. And I think that's splendid. That's so cool because you're receiving, you're reciprocating, and vice versa. He's receiving, he's reciprocating. Definitely see this through. I feel like this has great potential to become long term. Now, remember, you're going to be, let's say we're swimming because it's almost summertime and everybody's getting their pools ready. So
Right.
let's say we're swimming and you're on that last lap and you can see, you're going to pull yourself up and bathe in the sun. Listen, you're going to be tired sometimes. Both of you are, and you're not going to give your best because you're going to be worn down just because life does that to us sometimes. Don't let any type of negativity come into your thought process about him, because I feel like you're tired sometimes, he's tired sometimes. Attention's not going to be 100% when both of you are tired. Recognize it as life's throwing you curveballs, and you were swimming too long and now you have to rest a little bit on your own so you can rejuvenate, recharge, and then go back and swim that last lap, get on the diving board, jump into the deep, fall in love all over again. All of that stuff's going to happen. But the thing that I hear the most here, and this is coming from this side, and it's a male spirit. I don't feel like he belongs to me, so he's got to belong to you. I feel, Marian, that sometimes we always go back and we compare who we were with so we can protect ourselves. And I feel like you were highly susceptible to doing that. So what I'm saying is don't project what happened on to Ken. Ken is a brand new person. It's a brand new day. It's brand new energy. It's brand new love. And you have to look at it that way, even when times get tough where Ken might have to take a break and, desensitize or go into a secluded room and just take time for himself. And you too, you as well. But as long as both of you come out of this communicating properly with each other, which I don't think that's going to be a problem. You both are really good communicators. I feel like you can continue to communicate and make a map, make a plan to have that forever romantic partnership. But one more thing that I'm hearing, say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, you and Ken are living your best lives. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't think I like Ken anymore. Reevaluate that before you jump ship. But just know that whatever you choose to do, I really don't ever see you being alone. I don't. I just, that's not in your vibe to be like a solo person that just, is alone all of the time and spends their life alone. And I don't see Ken that way either. I feel like both of you will be lifetime partners. But if at any given moment you decide Ken isn't the one for me, you can jump ship. Just think about it a little bit longer before you actually react upon it, and then know 100% you're not going to end up alone. You're not.
All right. Our next one will be from Latrina. This one is interesting. Love reading, please. Currently in a relationship with Kinsey. Will he ask to be in a relationship? I feel like he's my person. And if anybody doesn't know, oh, sorry, Kerrigan. Do you know what a situationship is, by the way?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the queen of them.
No, absolutely.
I'm just
But we
I was the queen of them in my 30s, not 50s.
we
No.
do have. Oh, I was just gonna say, if you are wondering, we do have a blog on our website about it. It's how to navigate a situationship. So you can go ahead and check that out on our website, californiapsychics.com. But sorry, I don't mean to take away from you, Kerrigan. Go ahead.
It's fine. No worries at all. I do feel like he's going to keep returning to you because the connection's there. He can't define what the connection is because he's got those roadblocks up. I can't be in a relationship. The last time I was in a relationship, Kenzie's saying it didn't work. I don't want to fail again. What will people say about me? What will the perception of the community, my friends, co-workers, human beings, what will they think of me? And that's why both of you haven't said, I'm yours, you're mine. Is it coming? And I feel like he will resolve this conflict. And I'm looking two different ways here. And I did pull up resolving the conflict. You can see how old my grandmother's cards are. But you will resolve the conflict. You will be able to say that you're exclusive together. I don't feel like he is going to stay in this Clark Kent Superman relationship. I just don't. I feel like he will be committed to you. Like his heart will be all of yours and your heart will be all of his. But I feel like that's going to take a little bit of time. You could be looking at about another 9 months to a year before that balance is a full nice circle of rotation. But don't let a timeline discourage you because spirit doesn't know time. When we become spirit, when we become pure energy and we leave the shell of our body, we're not going to know what time is. It's not going to be 3 o'clock in California or 6 o'clock on the East Coast. We're not going to know time. So when I give timelines, remember they're always subjective because I sometimes I hear timelines from spirits, but the thing of it is though, I do feel like this is going to be longer than what you would want it to be. But say you're Pablo Picasso and you're making this beautiful painting. It doesn't happen overnight. And I know you've been doing this a long time with each other, but it does take time. And I feel like, is it going to be worth it in the end? Absolutely 100%. Are you going to be frustrated in the middle and the quarter end mile of it? Absolutely. But you're going to have to work through that. And remember, love is the key. It is. What you feel for him and what he feels for you, no other person at this time in your life or his life is going to make both of you feel like that. And is that worth hanging on to? Absolutely 100%. Is it worth like throwing the darts at the board and they hit the wall and you got to patch the wall and repaint it? Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But for both of you, it's going to be okay. I really feel like it's going to be all right. It's just going to be a long road. And sometimes you feel like this is the end of the ride. And each day could be the beginning of the ride. Every day's a refresh, restart button, especially in situationships. But read that article that Carson was telling you about and save it. Save it to your desktop or save it to your phone. That way, when you have these feelings of, oh my goshes and oh my's and oh boy, what do I do? And, you can refer back to that. And remember, California Psychics, we're always going to be here for you. No matter what, we're going to be here 24/7. It might not be me, but it might be a good friend of mine that's working the AM shift. You know what I'm saying? So we will be here for you. It's just going to be a tough situation ship to get through. It's like in the ship and it's a situation. You have to laugh at it sometimes, really, in order to get through it. But it will be the good ship lollipop when it's all done and over with.
Well, I think you did a good transition for me anyway. Now we're about 15, 20, well, about to be 20-ish minutes through the stream. I do want to remind everybody that we do have our promo code going on. If you use the code Kerrigan5, you can get $5 off any new customer package that can be applied through our website. She just shouted it out, CaliforniaPsychics.com. And if you want to get a reading with Kerrigan, as you can see, she's been giving a lot of great answers today. So if you want one without everybody else watching or just me in the call with you, go ahead and give her a call at these times. Kerrigan, why don't you go ahead and shout out your schedule?
I'll be on right after we're done here until 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then for the next month, I'm going to be doing like probably noon until 3 and then 7 until 11 for forever.
Awesome. And if you missed that, her profile is on, once again, CaliforniaPsychics.com. You go on the top right, you'll be able to search in Psychic Kerrigan. You'll be able to pull up her profile as well as the ability to book an appointment. Also, we have a link in the description of the stream you are watching right now. You can go ahead and just click that and it'll just take you straight to her profile so you can book an appointment. But all right, I know we still have a bunch of questions to get through, so let's go ahead and get back into it. We have one next from, I see one, Krista. I believe this is a mediumship question. Hoping to connect with my daughter, Samantha, please.
Sure, absolutely. I sympathize with you so much, and I'm sorry for your loss, Krista. Let me see if I can pull Samantha through for you here. Let's see here. There's a lot of peace and there's a lot of serenity. I keep seeing like Easter lilies, the white flowers that we go to the market and we see them during that Easter time frame. But I'm seeing two children in spirit. So I feel like she is with another child in spirit. So it makes me feel like maybe you have another child in spirit too that maybe wasn't born, something like that. But she is surrounded by horns, like musical horns. She's surrounded by harmony. She's surrounded by music. I do feel that she's with you. I see you sitting, not where you are right now, but I see you sitting and the room is more dim than it should be. You have to be in the light, honey. You have to put lights on and have natural light come in, and because she wants you to do that. But I do see her sitting there with you because you're still grieving. And in the grieving process, there's no timeline for that. There just isn't. You could feel good on some days, and then some days the grief can just take you down. I know that very well. But it's very important for you to know that she's with you. I don't feel like she's going to leave you. I don't feel that she's scared. And I feel like she's just so sorry that her time, she didn't have more time with you, with other family members. But I keep seeing when she was little, like the merry-go-rounds on the playgrounds. I just keep seeing a nice stroll, like strolling her there. It's a nice day there. You're there. You're happy. There's like snacks in the back. Snacking. She says snacking, and this, but she's using a childlike voice, which is a little bit confusing. But she's saying that was a good time. That was a memory with her that she holds like a treasured memory to her, even in the spirit realm with you. But I heard the name Andy come through, and I don't know how that's associated to both of you. It could be one of her friends that she's met in the spirit realm, or it actually could be somebody here on earth that both of you knew together. That's something that we would have to talk about, one-on-one. If you would choose to do that, I'm open to that. But I want to let you know I did hear that name. So if that makes sense to you, if Carson can catch it, if you type it in, that would be fine. And even the merry-go-round scene. But I don't feel like she's going to be leaving you anytime soon. I don't. I feel like she's going to be staying with you for quite some time, but she still will be porting back to the spirit realm to gain energy. I've been a very strong medium most of my life, and there are ways to give our deceased loved ones more energy to stay with us longer. And it's not like we're trapping them. It's not, because it's their will to come to us. Okay. But if you leave TVs on, if you leave radios on, if you can get a fish tank, and I'm very serious about this, the fish tank is that pump that creates that water. Okay. And that water is a constant source of energy. And with some paranormal equipment that some people use to actually hear spirits speak through paranormal equipment, they actually use those fish tank pumps as like an EMF, or not an EMF, but a device that helps spirits gain energy. So if you want her to stay longer in order to get more energy, definitely like get a little fish bowl. You don't have to put fish in it. You can put beautiful crystals in it, but um that little pump thing, the fish pump, it has to be constantly going because it creates a magnetic pool, which actually gives spirits more energy to stay with us and communicate with us stronger. And everybody's probably thinking, Kerrigan, how many fish pumps do you have in your house? And 9 of them, because I'm a psychic medium and we have to have those things in order to help all of you connect to your deceased loved ones. But I don't feel that Samantha's leaving you anytime soon. I don't. And there's something about she's showing me socks. I know it's silly. She's showing me socks. But she's something about the Christmas socks. the Christmas socks. Those were so cozy, is what she's saying. They were so cozy. So definitely make sure you do that. But don't get the fish, because you're gonna have to change the fish bowl or tank weekly. I would just fill it up with quartz crystals, the clear ones, the pink ones, and the purple ones. All of those, the amethyst, the quartz, the clear quartz, and the pink quartz, because those are all power crystals in order to help our deceased loved ones connect to us.
All right. Great insight there, Kerrigan. Sorry if I go a little bit muted. A rainstorm just kind of kicked up here, so it's good, hitting pretty hard against the window right behind me. Don't want that to get picked up on y'all's reading. I don't know if that thunder just ended up coming through.
That's great.
But all right, we had one next. I saw one from Z, who is asking, is Ronald Rahim genuinely into me? Do you see a future relationship between us? And if not, do you see me meeting someone else?
See, I feel like Raheem is playing both sides. I feel it. I intuitively, I feel this from head to toe. So I don't feel like it's a good future, because I feel like you would be doing all of the work. That's not fair to you. So I feel like meeting somebody else on the horizon. Let me see let me just triple check, because I feel like that's the route you need to take. I really do. But I want to see, yeah, you're looking at it. Listen, you got to be very strong and very gentle when we get into like September, October, but come winter time frame, like probably December, January, there's hidden love coming to you. You're not even going to, it's just going to hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to come at you and boom, it's going to get you, and it's going to knock your socks off. I'm telling you it is. And I know that's a little bit longer, because you need it now. I get it. You need it now, but it's just, you want it now, but you also need it to be practically perfect in every way. And this guy is not practically perfect in any way. And I'm just being very real with you about that. I feel like you're pretty, you're smart, you're independent, and I don't want to have to see you take care of somebody that doesn't take care of themselves. When I know right around the corner, you got somebody that's going to be equal to you, that has the same drive and ambition as you do, and is going to take care of you as much as you take care of them. And that's the ticket. Waiting a little bit longer. Now, I know my friend Tom Petty said waiting is the hardest part. He said that in one of his songs, but it's going to be okay. Waiting is the hardest part, but it will be worth the wait. And I think Janet Jackson says that in one of her songs too. So remember those two things. Download those on hard days for songs to get you through the day, because music is the key. Love is the key. Harmony is the key. And I just feel like this guy, start backing away from him. He's causing you grief. He's causing you to question yourself. I don't ever want to see you question yourself. You weren't raised to question yourself. You truly weren't. So back away from this guy. It's someone much better is coming to you. This person just needs to be pushed off to the side.
All right. Great insight there. Going ahead and gonna pick Angelica next. She is asking, will Andy and I reconnect, or do you see me moving on?
I think you're already gone. I think you already have moved on. It just hasn't really hit you just yet. Like, you're already going through the motions of moving on. He's not satisfying you. Andy's not bringing you joy like he used to. You see what I'm saying, Angela? Or am I saying Angela right? Angela, what was it? Angela?
No, I think you are correct. Angelica.
Okay. He's not bringing you joy.
Angelica.
Angelica.
Of
Sorry
course. As soon as I kind of, sorry about that.
Me too. It's my fault. I probably confused you. I'm very sorry. But no, he's not bringing you joy. And in life, we have to have joy. We have to have things to look forward to and goals to build with our people, with our partner, with our friends, with our colleagues. And he doesn't have these types of goals like you do. He's not giving you good love like you're giving him good love. You're giving him 100%. He might be giving you 40%. I don't feel good about this. I feel like you've already moved on. It's just you have to accept the fact that you did the right thing. You're on point. You made the right choice. You really did. Is it hard? Is to grieve about it? Yes, please grieve about it, because that's part of being a human being. But at the end of the day, the sun's going to come up and the light's going to shine down on you. And you are going to be able to fall in love. And that person that falls in love with you is going to give you 1,000 times more than what Andy ever could have.
All right. I do want to ask you, Kerrigan, did you happen to bring your tarot cards today, or did you happen to bring, oh, so you do have your cards today?
Yeah, I brought my grandmother's cards. They're so old. Look at them.
I just wanted to remind everybody that within about 15 minutes or so, we'll go ahead and switch over to card pulls. So that way we'll be able to get through a few questions faster for that last 15 minutes of the stream. I did forget to mention that at the beginning, but sorry about that, Kerrigan. We can go ahead and yeah, we'll answer one more question real quick, and then I'll shout out some important bits of information for our audience. Sasha is asking, will Cliff and I get back together?
Yes. Yes, right off the rip, yes. Are you still going to have problems and issues? Yes. So is the real question is it worth it if Cliff and I get back together? Let's just be honest, Sasha. Is it worth it? If you fight hard, not with each other, but fight hard to overcome the obstacles and overcome his indiscretions that he's already caused you pain about, emotional pain, yes, it will be worth it. But are you always going to look over your back to see if he's doing it again? Yeah. Would it be easier to clean the slate and meet somebody new? Yeah, it would be. But you love him and you can't like dissolve that love. I remember back in the day, an old audio engineer told me, Kerrigan, the only way to get over somebody is play a new song with somebody else. And I could not do it, Sasha. So I sympathize with you. But once you're able to hop and skip and jump over that river of love and hurt and demise and indiscretions and infidelities and things like that, once you're able to get through the other side of that, when you do look back, you'll be so happy that you did. That's what I'm hearing. Once you do look back and you've let go and you're moving forward for you and on your own, it's so much easier. But is Cliff going to come back? Absolutely, 100%. Is Cliff going to be good for you for the first month or two? Yep, you betcha. You betcha he will. But as soon as Cliff gets comfortable, it's going to go back to the same old, same old. And that's not good for you, because you're going to feel like, I'm a fool. I let this happen again. This will be the second to third time I've let this happen again. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like a fool. Love makes us feel like a fool. Elvis Presley said only fools rush in. You know, he did. Let's be honest. But it's the simple fact that I feel like he'll come back. You'll get back together. But I don't feel like he's going to make it to your future, because I feel like you're going to be empowered. You're going to be that Wonder Woman, and you're going to be like, enough is enough. Enough. I got to give up. This is not good for me. And I feel that that's coming. But at least you'll be able to see it, to believe it, and hopefully you'll both be in the same headspace to have a beautiful goodbye.
All right. Great insight again, as always, Kerrigan. Actually, and I guess right before we get into our next question, I do want to remind everybody that we have our promo code going on, which is Kerrigan5. You can remember because we have our wonderful Psychic Kerrigan right here next to me. You can use her name plus the number 5 to get $5 off a new customer package that you can use on our website, californiapsychics.com. If you go to the top right and search up Psychic Kerrigan, you can also book in a reading with her and also an appointment. But for those who just want to hear you say it, what is your regular schedule looking like, Kerrigan, for those who want to get a chat with you?
Well, I'll be on here at 7. Like as soon as we're done with here, I'll be logging on to take calls for about 4 hours. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm going to take Saturday off probably. But Sunday, I think I'm doing 12 to 3 in the afternoon on East Coast time, and then 7 to 11 on East Coast time. So once in the morning or early afternoon, and in the evening, like 8-hour days I'll be on.
All right. And once again, that will be on her website, or on our website, californiapsychics.com, on her profile, Psychic Kerrigan. We will also have the link in the description of the stream you are watching, so you can go ahead and click that, and you get that. You get the link straight to her profile, and don't have to even search anything out. But the last thing is, the only way you can find Kerrigan is on California Psychics. Kerrigan will not be reaching out through Facebook. For those viewers who are watching on Facebook, Kerrigan will not be making a Facebook profile to message you after the stream. So please do not accept any friend requests from a Psychic Kerrigan on Facebook. You can only receive a reading from her on californiapsychics.com. All right, we can go ahead and get to the rest of our questions. In about 10-ish minutes, we'll go ahead and switch to tarot polls. If that's cool with you, Marin, or excuse me, Kerrigan. So many psychics I work with.
Hi, Marin. If you're watching,
so many psychics I work with. All right, our next one is from Sarah. She is asking, is my boyfriend Benny and I going to last, or should I take things slow because there's somebody else? I also saw a little bit of addition to this question, and she says, should I take things slow because there's someone else? His parents are coming this weekend, and that will mean commitment to Benny.
So. Oof, that's pressure.
Yes,
that's total pressure. So if his parents are coming this weekend and they already want to meet you, you have to go forward with that. Now, remember, you could change your mind anytime, any day, any hour. You can always change your mind. Going slow right now, you're thinking about going slow because you know you're meeting the parents. Okay. And that's a lot of pressure. Oh my gosh. That gives me anxiety for you. It really does, because it's showtime. It's showtime for you to be your best. And you know what? You will be your best. Absolutely 100%. And they're going to love you. But again, say a month goes by and you decide, well, Benny, I don't know here. I'm going to probably dial it down a little bit and focus on myself. That will be okay too. Benny will understand. We have to remember relationships. Once we actually fuse together and use that word like commitment, we go in waves. We do. We're human beings. We need time on our own. We need time together. We need cuddle time, cozy time together. And then we need sometimes to sleep by ourselves. We really do. It isn't, don't think that when we're in a relationship and we've committed to somebody, that it's somebody on our shoulder or on our side 24/7, because that you'll fail if we really think that's not how it works. I've seen people make it 80 years in a marriage. It's a long time. And they deserve blue ribbons and a trophy and a television show for that. But, to tell all of us how they did it. But it's because they didn't hover over each other, and they didn't have expectations that were so far-fetched that it just was impossible for either of them to reach. So therefore, when expectations failed, then they felt a certain way about it. And then that thought gets in our head or their head or your head, anybody's head, and it can really take things all the way down to the ground where you can't come back up. But I feel like you and Benny will last. I feel like right now you're feeling pressure because his parents are pretty powerhouse people. They are. Let's be honest. They mean business. They really do. But they have a really good side of them too. And the thing of it is, they want Benny with you. They want Benny to be loved. They want to know that Benny has a secure future with you. You, not somebody. You, so they can feel at ease, and they can move on to the next chapter of their life, knowing that Benny's cared for and Benny can actually care for you. So that's what their goal is. Know that going into it. But I feel like you're going to knock their socks off. I don't feel any type of negativity. I don't feel like the mother's going to be like Cruella DeVille. No, I don't feel that. If anything, I feel like she's going to be the fairy godmother, and it's going to be good. It's really going to be very good for all of you. But again, if you need to dial it down, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 months, whatever the date is that you need to dial it down, you go ahead and do that, because you got to do what's best for you in order for you and Benny to push through. Okay.
Sorry about that. We got some loud thunder over here, so I'm trying to not interrupt the readings with that. Our next one will be from Aranda, who is asking, will I hear from Randy again? And does he feel for me? Can I get a love, or I guess just a love-oriented question? We'll go ahead and wait 5 minutes or so before we start pulling love cards. So just a relation. Oh,
You're
there
good.
you go.
Rhonda, you're good. You're good. So 2 of you are together. You're good. And I didn't like these are all down. I just pulled one, and that's actually what you need. He does feel for you. He does love you. He just doesn't show it. He's not an action, or he's not a word person. He's not a verbal person like, oh, Rhonda, there for Arthur, oh, Rhonda. He's not like that. If he comes over and he tightens something up, or he says this needs fixed, that's him showing you love, because he's like one of those old school, old John Wayne cowboy type deal guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's just the way that he is. I feel like the way that he takes care of you and shows you that he loves you is taking you out to dinner. Yeah, he could be more consistent and more frequent. He really could. But he's stuck in his ways. He really is. He's stuck in his ways. And you're his, with no doubt. You're his lady. So know that. But communicating to him a little bit more, I have more needs that I'd like to be met. Like, can you come over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Saturday, 4 days a week. Let's start there. Could you like tap me on the shoulder and say, you did a good job or something? And then maybe give me a nice little hug and a kiss on the cheek, like things like that. You need that. You need those, you need that language from him, like that physical language from him. And I don't feel like he's giving it, but that's just because of who he is. But honestly, he does love you very much. And I don't feel like there's anybody else that he wants to love other than you.
All right. Great insight. Our next question, this one's a little bit long, from Lori. Can I get a love reading? I've just started seeing a great guy named Eric. We're friends with benefits right now, but do you think that he likes me as much as I like him? Do you see us developing into something more and being together long term? And thank you so much for your time today.
Well, you definitely are thinking of him more than he's thinking of you. That's not a bad thing. And I want to tell you why. Because he doesn't have that capacity to allow himself to think of you and him frolicking in a field of lavender singing Kumbaya. Not yet, but he'll get there. So to answer your question in short, will it be long term? I feel like it can, but I feel like you're going to have to dial all the way back here for a little bit and really start to control how you feel about him, and not smother it. Don't crush it. Don't ever do that. Don't ever smother a feeling, never, or an emotion. But you have to like control it and not let it overcome you so much. And then once you start focusing on you, then the light bulb's going to click in Eric's mind. Where is Lori going? Why does this feel weird? Why does it feel like she's around? And then that's when he's going to start giving you his best. He's scared of commitment. That's why you're friends with benefits. He likes you, and he likes doing the beneficial things with you a lot. He really does. But you're looking for more now. But you knew going into this is contractual. This is just a beneficial thing. But now that you've actually exchanged souls, because that's what this is, let's be honest, you've felt that spark. And don't think he didn't either, because he did. He's just controlling it because he's already been on that path of self-control, to where you let your guard down a little bit more than he did. And now it's going to get complicated. So unless you pull back your control and start focusing on you, and then it can actually work out that way. And it's going to be a hard one. It is. Lori, it's going to be tough for you to do it, but you've overcome worse. I know you have. I can tell you've overcome worse. You can get through this. Just dial it back. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Don't project. Don't do any of that stuff. Don't talk to him about it because you knew this going into it. You did. These are hard parts. These are so hard. Like friends with benefits. That's not, it's almost like you have to have a flat affect and be robotic to have friends with benefits. I'm being honest because we're human beings. We want to love. The main thing in our life, honest to God, is love. That's what we go on. That's like our gasoline. That's our fuel to make us run is love. One than money, but love is it. I think love beats money, to be honest with you, because we're human and we have to. He feels the love. He does. Don't think he doesn't, but you can't force him to say that he does. So don't do that because if you do that, it's curtains. Curtains close, and then you'll be walking out of the theater. Man, that was an awful show. That was a bad show, and you don't want to have that either. But definitely dial it down. Control how you feel right now, so you both can have a chance in the future to have something that's on the real.
All right. Great insight as always, Kerrigan.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go ahead and start taking tarot oriented questions. So if you want a tarot reading, we will be able to answer more questions within this time. Go ahead and put them in the chat. Just go ahead and ask for a general card, love card, finance card, career card. But right before we go into that, I want to remind absolutely everybody in this stream that we do have our promo code going on. And if you use the code Kerrigan5 and use the name of the psychic that is right next to me, that way, Kerrigan, you can receive plus the number 5. Then you receive $5 off a new customer package that can be applied through our website, CaliforniaPsychics.com. If you go into the top right of our website, you have the search bar, search up Psychic Kerrigan. You'll be able to pull up her profile and the ability to book an appointment with her. But Kerrigan, what's your regular schedule looking like for those who are just interested in hearing you say it?
12 to 3 East Coast time during the day, and then 7 to 11 in the night. I'm trying to do afternoon and evening to help the most people.
Yeah. And also the link to her profile is also in the description of the stream you are watching. So you can go ahead and just click that and you'll be able to pull up her profile and book an appointment with her. That way you don't even have to wait in the queue. And that's about it. Once again, you will not be able to reach Kerrigan on Facebook. She will not have a separate profile. The only way you will be able to reach Kerrigan is through our website, CaliforniaPsychics.com. So if you do see a friend request from a Psychic Kerrigan, that is not her. So, but we have a few minutes left, not a few minutes, about 15 minutes left. Let's go ahead and grab a bunch of tarot cards because we have a lot of questions coming in. We have one from Tiffy who is just asking for a love card.
Right now, they're saying you have to be a spiritual warrior when it comes to love. You have to fight for what you believe in, putting your values first, your morals first, yourself first. Nobody, well, if you have kids, yes, they come first. But actually, you come first because you have to have enough energy to take care of them. But this is going to happen all the way until like winter, probably March timeframe. You got a long road ahead of you with love. You do. And I don't feel like it's going to be balanced anytime soon. Will you have peaks of good love? Yeah, absolutely you will. And will that recharge you and keep you going? Absolutely, it will. But I really feel like right now you have to be a very spiritual warrior. And there's one more thing. You have to shine forth from the negativity and the toxicity that you're undergoing right now. You have to push it out because it does not belong with you anymore.
All right. Our next one is for Trinity. She's giving a compliment on the blonde hair. Loving it today. Looks great. But we are getting a love card for Trinity today.
There's still growth and abundance here for you when it comes to love. I feel like now that spring is almost over, technically we'll be in summer, June 21st, which is just around the corner. Be careful who you meet for the remaining parts of this spring, because I don't feel like it'll last. I do feel once we get, you're going to be meeting somebody that's metaphysical, somebody that's like a psychic, somebody that's a healer, somebody that is a guru, somebody that's into Reiki, somebody that's into metaphysics is where you're going to land. And I feel like it will be this year. So keep your eyes and your ears open for that person. They could even be like a massage therapist, but it's something to do. I just feel like they're very intuitive, and they're a healer, and like they can do all of it, like alchemy, they can do all of it. That's where the spirits are taking you, because that's going to be your best path, and it's actually you're open enough to be with somebody like that where other people aren't, like mundane people are not. You're not mundane, is what I hear the spirit saying. So wait and bide your time until that person comes in, because that's your forever and ever person.
All right. Our next one is going to be another love card for Amber. Love card for her.
Okay. First things first, emotional protection. Let it down. Let it all down. Like how we pull our hair up in a ponytail, let the emotional protection down. Just let it go all the way down. Visualize it going all the way down in the shower, and it goes down the drain. If you have to, use kosher salt in order to remove those emotional protectional walls that don't belong to you anymore. You've overcome so much. You got about another 2 or 3 months of emotional protection walls to like to drain away, so to speak. And then it's time for you to replenish. You're gonna, it's so funny that Carson has a storm, because you're gonna meet somebody in a storm. It'll be outside and it'll be raining. That's where you'll meet that person. Now, don't go out in storms to like look for them, like Winnie off of Hocus Pocus, how they're always looking around like that. That's what I see some people do sometimes. Don't do that. You'll just naturally be out and about. It'll be raining, and yeah, you're going to meet somebody, and you may not meet them face to face. You might pop in, hop in your whip, and poof, there's somebody on your phone. You'll be like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But this is going to happen to you. Watch, it's going to happen. I bet you it'll happen over the summer time frame as well. And when it does, I feel like they're going to be close to your age. I feel like they're going to be starting their journey of success. They'll probably change their success path, their career path, their job title path a few times, but it's convenient. It's within your area. It's not long distance.
All right. Our next one will be from Michelle, who is asking just for a love card.
Okay. You're still stretching and exploring love. You're still trying to figure out who's good enough for you. And I like that about you. You should do that. Who's good enough for me? And when you meet them, you should say, welcome to me. I made you. You should, because you're manifesting them. You know what I mean? So yes, it is coming to you, Michelle. But seriously, put this in your alarm like a month ahead of time. Make a little alarm note in your phone. Welcome to me, because you're going to be close. And it's all about you. It is. It's going to be all about you right now. And when they do come to you, you'll know. You'll know. But you're still flowing. You're still evolving. You're still being picky and choosy. And again, I really like that about you, because some people just settle. Oh my God, did this person look at me? Oh, they're mine. No, 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 no. No, don't do that either. And everybody that's listening, please don't do that, because you're going to set yourself up for failure, or like a mass murderer or something like that.
Oh my.
Movie. Don't do that stuff. Like it's like dating anymore. It's like having an interview. It really is. You have to shop. Like how we have to shop for the perfect pair of shoes when we're like a bridesmaid in a wedding. We have to shop for the perfect pair of shoes. You have to shop for the perfect partner. And know you're being shopped too. That's important. But no, I really like how you're looking at this, Michelle, based on what the spirits are saying. You're going to be okay, with no doubt. I feel like you're going to be fine. It'll be this year.
All right. Our next one is going to be another love card, and this one is for Katie. Yeah, she's just asking for a love card.
All right, Katie. The transition and change for your love, your new love, this looks weird, but it's definitely coming in the summer time frame, and it's probably coming out. It's something Florida based. I don't know if you're in Florida. Their roots are in Florida. You meet in Florida. They got an Uncle Joe in Florida. I don't know what it is, but there's something to do with Florida. And there's also something to do with staying in, I heard the name Lane. Lane. Don't go looking for lanes and stay in your own lane. But I heard the name Lane. I did hear that name. You're looking to probably Generation Z, your generation, I would presume. Something also to do with music and tattoos with this person. Yep. You'll be. It doesn't matter what people look like. First of all, let's all get this out there. I could have a great big green face and a great big nose that looks like Mrs. Gulch, but I'm a good person. And this person could be sleeved out in tattoos and have a bald head and love everybody because they're a good person. We can't judge people like that anymore as a society. We can't do that. But I do feel like this person's going to have a lot of artwork all over their body. And there's a lot of music involved here. And it's definitely some type of a Florida connection.
All right. Lots of love cards today. So we have another one for Cameron, single and requesting a love card.
All right. Oof. We'll have to look up when the next blue moon is. I'm not 100% sure. And my cat concurs. So let's look up when the next the next blue moon is, because right around that time frame, Cameron, is when you're going to be put on the path of somebody that you're probably going to end up falling in love with and staying in love with, like Jack and Rose on the Titanic, like that kind of love. That's a big love.
All right. Always dreaming for that kind of love, by the way. All right. Our next one is going to be for Abby, who is just asking for a general card.
Oh, goody gumdrops. Okay, let's see. Oof. You're going to have a little baby spirit start telling you, whispering ideas and inspiration on all of your creativity. Like you're going to be like Jack the Pumpkin King. Like, what's this? What's this? I can't believe my eyes. Inspired. You know what I mean? Like how Jack was up there going nuts and all the townsmen and all the people were like, what's Jack doing? What's he creating? That's going to be you. This is going to be the best summer in the world. Oh my God. I'm so excited you got this one, because this is the card to get. I'm telling you, Abby, whatever it is that you're getting ready to manifest, you go. You're on point. Listen to that. Listen to what's here. I mean it. Listen to what's coming through here in your ears, not here, not in your heart, not in your gut, not in your third eye. You listen to what you audibly hear this little baby telling you. I bet you it has to be an ancestor, or I don't feel like it would be a spirit guide because it's a little baby. It's got to be an ancestor that didn't make it, live long on earth. Does that make sense? Like they went to spirit when they were a baby, and now they're telling you all these awesome little inspirations to do. Oh my gosh, you can actually make a lot of money off of these creations that you're doing. I'm so excited for you. Let me know if you want to explore this anymore, because this is good news. I mean, this is really cool.
No, yeah, and that is a great transition. We have a time for a few more card pulls, but if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with Kerrigan, you can go to our website, californiapsychics.com, and you can use the code Kerrigan5 if you are a new customer to get $5 off of your first reading. Kerrigan, what's your regular schedule looking like for those who are interested in getting a reading with you?
Well, I'm going to be logging in at noon East Coast time till noon to 3, and then I'll go log in later on that evening, 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. I'm going to try to take Saturdays off. Saturdays is normally when I do chat. I mean, I do chat all the time, but just strictly chat on Saturdays because it's a little busy with, family coming in and out. And this is my office. I just close the door and do chat in here. So and I don't want distractions and vocals from, interrupting meetings on Saturdays.
Absolutely. And once again, go to californiapsychics.com. Up in the top right, you have the search bar. You can go ahead and search up Psychic Kerrigan. You'll be able to pull up her profile, as well as the ability to book an appointment during that schedule that she had just shouted out. And if you don't want to do all that, there is a link in the description of the stream you are watching. You can go ahead and click that. and it'll take you straight there. And by the way, the only way you can reach Kerrigan is through CaliforniaPsychics.com. You will not receive a friend request from her for those who are watching on Facebook. So do not accept any friend requests from any Kerrigans from those on Facebook. You can only reach her through California Psychics. But we have time for a few more card pulls, and I want to get through them. So let's go ahead and get these done. All right. All right, because I know everybody else is very, very excited to get picked. We have one from Ty. Congratulations. You are our first one. A love card for Luis and I. We are currently in separation. Sorry to hear about that, Ty. Hopefully for the best.
Okay, let's see here. First, right now, trust in your efforts. What you're doing right now is what you need to do in order to be on point to get both of you in that evolving, rotative cycle again. Positive communication will come. It will come, but it's not going to come right away. I feel like there's still more cool off, cool down period that has to manifest. I know this is going to sound silly, and I'm not trying to dumb it down, but you have to sometimes look at it like this. Think of this situation, this separation, like it's Sunday morning, and we're all getting ready to eat pasta, but we got to let the sauce cook on the stove, God, until like 6 o'clock, and it takes all day, for it to cook. Don't try to force communication. Let the natural flow happen. Now, are you going to be missed? Yeah, absolutely. You're going to be missed because you've already put that imprint on Lewis's heart. It's already you're already there. Your souls have already collided. Your souls have already fused and bonded together. So it's not just like lights out, up, see you later. You know what I mean? I don't even want to talk to you anymore, Ty. It's not like that. It's not. Don't try to force it. Don't try to put pressure on yourself either. Because if you put pressure on yourself, you're going to spiral downward. You start to put pressure on yourself, equate that to the devil. I mean that. And just say, devil, be gone. I had to do that one time. Like, devil, get out of my head. Devil, be gone. I had to do that. And I had to use that West Virginia voice that I don't even own. But I mean, it had to be done. Do you see what I'm saying? So those are just little things to help you get through it. I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't want to hear, but I want to be brutally honest with you. You do have somebody else that's interested in you, and you just need to tell them, look, I'm not interested in romance. I'm interested in a friendship. And they'll say, oh, yeah, that's great. So am I. Yeah, yeah. But then it's going to turn into, well, I thought you would be interested in me. I thought that maybe we had something here. I thought we had a connection, but you were very straightforward right off the rip. No, I'm not interested in that. And I told you that. You see what I'm saying? So be careful with that part of it, because there is somebody interested in you, and they're going to say it's okay to be friends, and then they're going to flip the script because they're going to make sure that that they think that both of you had built a stronger connection, when all you're trying to do is just rise above the ash and wait for Lewis to come back and bide your time until that happens.
All right. Great insight as always, Kerrigan. Our next one is going to be from Brianna, who is asking about her person of interest, Giuliani. Just a love card for her and Giuliani.
There's an enchantment here. That's the first thing I got, was an enchantment. Now there's going to be more flowing communication too by the next moon. I think the next moon is July 3rd or 4th, the big one, the full moon, because we just got done with the full moon Thursday, Friday, I think it was, of this week. Wait, I don't know what day it is. Hold on. I've been on this mountain too long. I'm not sure what day it is, but I know I saw the full moon outside twice. So I know we had the full moon, and it was this week. So, but I'm pretty sure that it is July 3rd and 4th, because I read that on Google. I think I read it this morning. So by that moon, there'll be more flowing communication between the both of you. That's my point. But it definitely will evolve. It will evolve. There's a lady too. This is good news. See the lady here, how she's holding two candles. You see that? The one is you and one is them. And see how far apart they are right now. Eventually, you see that we could look at it as a pendant, right there. See, that's not the pendant. That's a heart. That's Ka. That's what we call in Egyptian the Ka. And the Ka is bringing both of you closer and closer together. So basically what they're saying, the intentions of this lady that's helping you, and she's golden. She's 100% gold. She's in spirits. That tells me she's probably a guide, not an ancestor. She's actually trying to bring both of you together. And both of you are a little bit apart right now, but that's okay because she's got both of you in her sights where she'll be more bringing both of you in, both of you in, both of you in, and then extending both of you from her Ka, which will help both of you get together.
All right. Well, it has been a wonderful hour, and it has been a wonderful time answering questions with you, Kerrigan. Well, you have been answering questions, and I've just been picking them out. But if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with Kerrigan, please go to CaliforniaPsychics.com. Up in the top right is the search bar. You will be able to search up Psychic Kerrigan, as well as the link in the description of the stream you're watching. Go ahead and click that. You'll be able to pull up her profile. But one last time, Kerrigan, what's your regular schedule looking like for those who are wanting to get a reading with you without me being here and everybody else watching?
Noon is when I start. I go until like 3 hours, so 12, 2 to 3 East Coast time, and then I take a break from like 3 to 6. I think I come on at 6 or 7. I have to double check, but you can look on my page and see what my schedule is. But I know it's either 6 or 7 to 11. But you can always shoot me a chat too. I'm always on chat and say, hey, Kerrigan, just checking, you know what I mean? And then get out of that chat and then we can do a call. Or we can stay on the chat. Whatever you want to do, I'm here for you.
We will be back next week at the same time with Psychic Chip for those who did not get their question answered today. But if you have a very pressing question, go ahead and reach out to Psychic Kerrigan on our website, CaliforniaPsychics.com. That is the only way you will be able to reach Kerrigan. You will not be able to reach her through Facebook. No Facebook profiles by Kerrigan will be made. So do not accept any friend requests from any Kerrigans on Facebook. But once again, if you go into the description of the stream you are watching, you have the link to go to her profile. You'll be able to book the appointment. For those who can't make that schedule, you'll be able to kind of figure out a good way to connect with her and send a chat. But I think that's about it. It has been an absolutely wonderful, wonderful stream today. It has been so nice of our audience to join us, and we've had some great questions today. Lots of entertaining questions as well. And Kerrigan, you have given very entertaining and insightful answers as well.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you and all of you. I'm here to help. I'm getting ready to log in.
And you know where to reach her, CaliforniaPsychics.com. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a wonderful free live reading today. And we will be back next week with Psychic Chip. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.